While some education experts are applauding the improved matric pass rate, others say that there are still many challenges in the education system. The class of 2019 achieved an overall pass rate of 81.3%. Newsroom Afrika's Malungelo Boy reports.
The 2019 matric results have seen an overall improvement of 3.1%, an increase to 81.3%. compared to 2018's 78.2%. 6 of the provinces achieved a pass rate of over 80%. The Eastern Cape and Northern Cape showed a massive improvement, both at 76.5%, with Limpopo at 73.2%. For the first time, none of the country's 75 districts fell short of 60%. Of the 34,485 pupils who were bumped up from grade 11 to matric and set for their exams, over 23,000 passed. But while the class of 2019 is being lauded, there are some concerns. There has been a decline in enrollments in most gateway subjects: mathematics, physical science, accounting, economics, and life sciences.
If we continue with this pattern, if we don't stamp, if we don't intervene meaningfully, which we have started to do, we might be sitting over time with skills that would require in future. We might not have chartered accountants in future.
One education expert says it's time for a frank conversation.
You are correct that while we have a great deal of celebration to enjoy, we also have to have a frank conversation about what the challenges are. The Minister said last night that she is going to make sure that when she announces the matric results, she's going to be reporting on other indicators other than what the matric result means, which is, of the children who wrote, this is the percentage of those that passed. Now, every year, lots of South Africans are asking, yes, those are the children who wrote, but what about the children who didn't even get to grade 12? Where are they and how many are there? I think that this is something that the Minister needs to report on annually as she shares the joy.
But the Education Department points to failure and repetition.
Our problem is not dropout rate, MEC Tate. Our problem is failure and repetition rate. If people can stay in the system up to age 26, it means they are serious. They really want to meet the requirements of the National Senior Certificate. And therefore, the analysis must not be just horizontal. It must be much more in-depth.
The results have also shown an increase in the number of pupils who qualify for a university entrance. For Newsroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Malungelo Boy in Johannesburg.
The South African Institute of Professional Accountants says it's worried because fewer pupils are considering careers in this field. This could leave the profession in a dire straits within a few years. The Institute's technical executive, Faith Ngwenya, is hoping more pupils will choose accounting as a final matric subject. Ngwenya says the organization is concerned about a dramatic drop in enrollments at school level. This could result in far fewer accountants entering the job market down the line. Well, the South African Institute of Chartered Accountants, Robert Zwane, says they're not worried. He says the syllabus taught at schools isn't recognized by universities.
What's making us not so concerned about those numbers is the fact that many universities in the country don't actually look at accounting as a prerequisite to enter into an accounting degree at university. The most important subjects that the universities will be looking at will be your mathematics, and that is pure mathematics, and English. And in those, it will be a minimum of 60% in those subjects. So as you can see, accounting at school, yes, it's a good to have. However, many of the universities are not looking at. And that is because accounting in its current form, in the current curriculum, the universities are finding it not to be of use at the university. And that is why that decline doesn't concern us much at this moment. What concerns us is what is being taught in that accounting, because we need to get to a point where the accounting being taught at school is seen to be relevant by the universities, is seen to be relevant by business. If we were declining those accounting numbers and we were believing that the content being taught is good, we would be in a more worrying kind of a situation. However, for us, we think there has to be initiatives to get to improve the content, to get to improve how it is taught, so that universities also say, we want maths, we want English, we want accounting. If we got to that point, then we would be happy as a professional body. So for us, the problem is bigger than just the numbers declining.
Zwane says it's not up to government alone to assist in equipping pupils with information. He says that the private sector also has a role to play.
We believe that this is not the government's problem. This is business problem. This is the community's problem. This is parents' problem. And therefore, there has to be a collaboration in solving our education system, or in coming with innovative ways on how to address the issues we're facing. And that is why we run a department that is dedicated to running initiatives that promote maths. Actually, we also collaborate with the Department of Basic Education. Throughout the country, we run summer camps, winter camps, to ensure that kids are supported in extra maths lessons and extra physical science lessons, and all of those gatekeeping subjects, if I may call them. So it has to be a collaborative approach that we're looking at. Of the last 20 years as SAICA, we have been contributing in that regard. Currently, my colleagues are actually just across the country celebrating some of those achievements with the department. So it's very, very important that we not push the problem to government, but we also stand up and say, what can we do? And this is a call for business to also stand up and say, what can we do? How do we improve the system, and all of those kind of matters? So it's very important that we address the true problem.